Hidden River Cave was once one of the celebrated show caves in central Kentucky. Visitors would come down the Dixie Highway and it was bumper to bumper traffic. This cave was just a wonderful natural resource for the community. Unfortunately, as the town grew around the cave, we didn't have a sewer system in town. Waste would get put into sinkholes and would get pumped underground, and they thought the earth was just this infinite filter. And so the more waste materials that got put into the sinkholes, the worse the cave became.
When I was growing up in the city of Horse Cave, the Hidden River Cave itself at that time was closed because it was polluted. When you came through downtown Horse Cave, you had to roll your windows up to try to drown out the stench.
There was a creamery in town that was putting creamery waste in. There was household sewage being pumped into the system. There was a metal plating plant that was putting things like chromium and lead and cadmium into the water. And so we lost our water supply, we lost our tourist attraction, and it took another 50 years before we were able to do something about it. Around the mid-1980s, a lot of the townsfolk had gotten pretty fed up with the cave being polluted, and there was a core movement of folks that were working to try to fix the problem. The American Cave Conservation Association was invited to the town by the cave's owner, and we were just blown away by the fact that a small town in Kentucky had this enormous cave entrance right in the middle of town. Part of our goal was not only to restore Hidden River Cave, but it was also to build an organization to make sure the kinds of things that happen to Hidden River Cave don't happen in other places.
Properties that are acquired by this fund are preserved and protected in perpetuity under Kentucky state law. Hidden River Cave is kind of an area that needs to be protected because it can domino affect many other of our natural areas. It got to a point where the cave was void of life.
If you can stop the dumping, because the cave moves a lot of water through the system, the cave tends to clean up faster than a lot of typical groundwater scenarios. So if you don't have a continuous flow of sewage coming in, then after a number of years, the cave will start to recover. And that's what we saw, was once we stopped the dumping, the cave got a lot cleaner in a hurry.
The oxygen levels in the water have risen again, and it sustains life again. So it's kind of back from the dead kind of amazing story.
Now that we built a sewer system to protect the cave, we have 3 very large factories upstream from us that are right above the cave system, and yet the cave continues to recover because we're doing the right kinds of things with to clean up the sewage. You can have your economy, you can have industrial development, you can have your population and centers, but if you don't do the right kind of things, you can kill all of that by polluting the earth.
What Hidden River Cave has done, it's increasing foot traffic and bringing people to Horse Cave. The American Cave Museum has been in Horse Cave probably 30 plus years, and right now it's probably stronger now than it's been in a long, long time. 2021 has become by far the biggest year we have ever had. What Horse Cave has given us is a base to reach out to lots and lots of people. We're now providing educational information about caves to 30,000 people a year that come from all across the United States. And so now everybody wants to protect the cave, whereas 30 years ago, I literally had people telling me, hey, who cares if the cave's full of sewage? It's a good way to get rid of it. Now people care.